to this video. In today's video, we will talk about passive voice. But first, before we go to the material, let's we talk about voice. Voice itself is divided into two kinds of voices. The first one is active voice and the second one is passive voice. In this case, active voice is a voice that require the subject become the agent. For example, I play the ball. In this case, the subject is the agent, which is I. Play become the verb and the ball become the object or as the patient. In the other side, passive voice, which is the subject is become the patient and the object become the agent. For example, the ball is played by me. In this case, the ball is become the agent. The play or the verb still the verb, but there's a little bit changes. And then the last one, I become the patient or the subject become the patient. Now we will go to the main material. What is the requirement for passive voice? The passive voice may happen if there are two conditions in the sentence. The first one is the structure of the active voice consists of objects, such as in the following pattern: subject, verb, object, subject, verb, object, adverb, and etc. The second one is the verb aren't middle verb. Although the function structure consists of object, if the verb are middle verbs, the sentence can be pacified. The verbs belong to this group are boast, resemble, fit, have, lack, hold, when it means contain. For example, I hold 4 liters. As for the passive voice, 4 liters are held by me. See, it can be pacified, as you can see from the example. Now we will discuss about the rule of passive voice. So here's the rules. If the active contain subject, verb, and object, all you need to do for the passive voice is change the subject and object, the position of it. The object become the subject and the subject become the object. Now we will begin to talk about the structure of the passive voice. In this case, the subject of the passive voice is taken from the active voice object. Next, after we have subject, we have to be. In this case, it is conditional. If we use the simple past tense, it will become was and were. But if we use simple present tense, it will become is, am, are. Next one, after the to be is verb. In this case, in passive voice, we will use the past participle, or we usually call it verb 3. Now, after we have subject, to be, past participle or verb 3, we have by, and the last one is the object which is taken from the subject of active voice. Let's start with the example of passive voice. I punch the bag. Turn it into the passive. The bag is punched by me. Now, as you can see, because I use the simple present, so the to be become is, because the subject is the bag, not I. Got it? Now we will conclude all of the material that we discussed before into one. So the concept of passive voice, the first one is the grammatical function. It is contain subject, verb, object, complement, and adverbial. The complement and the adverbial, it can be conditional, but subject, verb, and object is a must. Next is the tense. The tense in the active voice must be the same as the tense in passive voice. For example, if you use simple present tense, it will be the same between active voice and passive voice. And for the last one is the rule. The general rules of passive voice is subject, to be, past participle or verb 3, and object, which is, in this case, the subject of passive voice was taken from the object of the active voice, and the object of the passive voice is taken from the subject of the active voice. Now we will begin to the last material of passive voice, is the example of each tense for the passive voice. The first one is simple present tense. I punch the ball. Turn it into passive. The ball is punched by me. The verb one, punch, is turned into is punch. The second one is simple past tense. The example, I wrote a text. Turn it into the passive. The text was written by me, which is, in this case, the verb to, wrote, changed into, was written. The third is present continuous tense. He is doing his jobs. Turn it into passive. It will become his jobs are being done by him. In this case, is doing was changed into is being done. So the ing is go into the be, and the verb still become the verb 3. Goes for the past continuous tense. The difference is the to be in use. For example, he was writing his letters. Turn it into passive. His letters were being written by him. As you can see here, the difference between past continuous tense and present continuous tense is only the to be in use in a sentence. If present, it is mr, and the past use was and were. That's simple. Let's go to the next one. Here is the last one. The future tense or sentence with modal. The example is, my father will make the juice. The passive voice is, the juice will be made by my father. See here, the verb is will make. It will become will be made because the verb 3 of make is made, and the will become will be, and it goes for the others models too. So I think here's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope this video will helpful to you. See you on the next video. Thank you.